Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alabaster. Ball hit. The third baseman cuts it off over to first base. Cannon Wells to Morgan Spear to start off the top of the second. We are in the top of the second inning. Apologize for the technical difficulties. The early start, camera issues in the first game, a 14-inning game on the other field. We're switching fields now. We're on field 2. One out here in the top of the second as Kaylee Weaver grounded out to the third baseman. 4-3 put out to start the inning. Brooke Tillman comes to the plate for Bishop. Well, that's going to be fouled off for strike 2. Caden Tarvin in the circle for Central Alabama. Kenley Higdon behind the plate. We'll reset the defense as soon as we get a break here. 0-2 count. One out. Misses high. So on third base, you got Cannon Wells. Shortstop, Gracie Mills. Second base, Brooklyn Phillips. First base, Morgan Spear. Left to right, you got McKinley Allen, Morgan Brewer, and Morgan Phillips as that pitch misses for ball 2. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with one out here in the top of the second. Brooke Tillman digs in the windup in the pitch, grounded back to Cannon Wells. She fires it over to first base. Morgan Spear records the second out of the inning for another 4-3 put out. And Tatera Dukes comes to the plate for Bishop. So we've had a crazy day here today. We started 2 hours early. Caden Tarvin digs in. Misses outside for ball 1. We had Enterprise continued on with a 5-2 victory on field 2. They were supposed to stay on field 2. That pitch is going to catch the outside corner for a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Central Alabama Bishop game got moved to field 2. That's going to be foul. Count goes to 1-2. Because Bevel and Wallace Dothan went 14 innings tied 1-1 before the dam broke for Bevel. That's going to miss 2 balls and 2 strikes. They won 6-1 in 14 innings. So they're currently preparing for their next game. It'll be Enterprise and Bevel next. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on foul for Dukes. So here we are, field 2 here in Alabaster, Alabama. These fields have been reworked the last couple of years. All turf, wonderful looking fields. The facilities in incredible shape. Lots of shade. Good, clean restrooms. I mean, you cannot get a better facility to play a championship in than here in Alabaster. Count 2-2. Tarvin digs in. Swung on and missed. Now it's tipped. Foul tip to the ground. Umpire quick to call it. So they fire over to first, but with no need, that's going to be a foul ball, and count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good at bat, quality at bat here for Dukes. So he's trying to help get something going for Bishop. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be called across the corner for strike 3, the first strikeout of the game for Tarvin. We're going to go to the bottom of the second, CAC up 2-0. Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning. Central Alabama coming to the plate with Morgan Phillips, Gracie Mills, Kinsley Higdon coming to the plate this inning. Morgan Phillips from Jackson's Gap, Alabama, right down the road from Central Alabama's Alex City campus. First pitch, a ball. Second pitch is going to be a ball as well. Phillips, a .272 hitter, 5 doubles on the season. And a 2-0 count. It's going to come across for a strike call. Two-one count on Phillips. And that's going to miss for ball 3. That's Emma Gilmore in the circle for Bishop. Brooke Tillman behind the plate. We'll set the defense here shortly. That's going to be a called strike. Count goes full. Mallory Roth on third. Harmony Stafford on short. Kaylee King on second. Kaylee Weaver on first. In the outfield, left to right, Emma Wilson ground ball back to the pitcher. Gilmore, she handles it, gets it over to Kaylee Weaver for out number 1. Emma Wilson, Jessica Farrer, and Cameron Lawson in the outfield. So that's out number 1 for CAC here in the bottom of the second inning. That brings up Gracie Mills. She takes outside ball 1. So 2-0. That's going to miss high. Ball 2. Gilmore getting behind on the batters. Central Alabama able to score 2. Had 2 outs. Brewer had a single. Wells had a single. Spear, Walt, and Grayson Tucker had a double to plate 2. And that's going to be a strike call. 2 balls and 1 strike in the first inning. Gracie Mills finds herself with a 2-1 count here with 1 out. Wind up in the pitch. The slapper slaps one foul out of play. That's going to push count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hard slap into center field for a base hit. Central Alabama started with 2 outs last inning. Gracie Mills gets a single. It's going to bring up Kinsley Higdon, the leadoff. Higdon, the catcher. We've got a quick time called. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. And so that's going to do it as she's gone through the first 9 and through, and now we're going to have a pitching change for Bishop. Take a quick break right here and reset everything, and we'll let you know who's in to pitch for Bishop when we come back. All right, welcome back. Brianna McCleary finishing up her warm-up pitches here in the bottom half of the second inning. Runner on first. One out. Gracie Mills on first base. And Kinsley Higdon at the plate. So they had Emma Gilmore went through the first 9, and now we're back to the top. And that's going to be a call strike on the corner to Higdon, who grounded out to second her first time up. The wind up in the pitch. It's going to be a hard hit ball at short, but shortstop's already shaded over the ball, but she comes off the bag with the high throw. So they do get the out. Stafford makes the play, steps on the bag, fires it over to Weaver, but it's a little bit high to Weaver. Weaver has to come up high off the bag, and Higdon is going to be safe. Mills is going to be out for the second out of the inning, and that's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice, or 6 unassisted, fielder's choice. And she's on first base. That's going to bring up McKinley Allen, who struck out her first time up. Sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama, Central High School. Allen hitting .323 on the season. She's going to take that pitch for a called strike on the corner, and it's going to go to 1 ball and 1 strike. One count, misses low. Allen gets the sign. It's 2 balls from Greg Shivers, the coach. Hard hit ball up center field. That's going to be a single for Allen. So once again with 2 outs, Central Alabama comes to the plate. And once again with 2 outs, Morgan Brewer comes to the plate. She singled her last time up with 2 outs and nobody on. This time she's got runners she could possibly plate here. Some Cleary works. Get out of this jam. Count 1-1. McCleary, 28 appearances, 11 starts. She's 7-3 on the season with 2 saves. She's had 5 complete games. Pretty solid line here for Bishop. The 2 seed. She misses with the changeup inside. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's fouled off. Here on Brewer. Runners on first and second. 2-0 Central Alabama. It's going to miss outside for ball 3. Swung and foul. We'll call him in just a second. Full count, 2 outs. Runners will be moving on the release of the ball. The windup in the pitch is inside a little bit too much. Gets the shoulder of Brewer, and she's not happy because if it's 3 balls, you don't want to get hit. Earlier in the count's one thing, but with 3 balls and you're going to walk anyway, you might as well try to get out of the way of it. She had no chance of it as that inside pitch took off high and she was unable to move out of the way. That's going to load the bases up here for Cannon Wales. Wales hitting .392. She's from Columbus, Georgia, north side. won the state championship while they were over there at North Side. Swings and misses on the first pitch. Bases loaded here with 2-0 lead for Central Alabama, looking to extend it. Brianna McCleary trying to get out of it. That ball is going to be hit foul, out of play. Wells with 9 doubles, 8 triples, 3 home runs. Really good speed, but she's got 61 RBIs, second on the team in RBIs. Opportunity to cut into Morgan Brewer's lead. Brewer unable to help herself out in the RBI chase. Not taking that pitch. Might have been why she was so upset. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Wells. Wind up in the pitch. Going to miss high. Goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 on. There's actually bases loaded. Wells, the third baseman, had a couple of putouts last inning. She's going to foul that one back into the fence. Two-two, wind up, pitch. Off the top of the glove of the second baseman. That's going to score 1. 1 more coming in. It's going to get cut off. They're going to score 2, and Cannon Wells with a 2-run RBI single just over the reach off the tip of the glove of the second baseman. Kaylee King, Cameron Lawson fires it in, but not able to get a throw as everybody's moving with 2 outs. And now there's a runner on first and third. As Morgan Spear comes to the plate. She walked her last time up. That'll put Brewer on third. Wells on first. McKinley Allen comes in to score. Gracie Mills comes in to score. 1-0 count. Misses outside. It's 2-0 now. CAC has scored 2 runs in both innings now, looking to extend it even further out. It's 4-0. Morgan Spear with a 2-0 count. Walked her last time up. That's going to be fouled into the fence. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one count. Cleary. It's on the rubber. Takes strike 2. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to miss high. Wells is going to take the base. It's going to miss outside for ball 4. Spear reaches on a walk for the second time today. He's going to bring up Grayson Tucker, who came up with the bases loaded last time up with 2 outs, delivered a 2-run, 2 RBI double. Bishop gathers in the circle. Kind of get a breather, change a little bit of the momentum here. Tucker, a freshman, hitting .287. She's got 4 home runs and 6 doubles on the season. She's out of Center, Alabama. I believe, I might be wrong, but if my geography is correct, Centerville, Alabama is very close to the center of Alabama. Center, Alabama is nowhere close to the center of Alabama. We'll have to check that, but I'm pretty sure it's on the Georgia border. Did not know that until I got on a back road coming back from Rome the other night. 0-2 count on the pride of center, Grayson Tucker. Wind up in the pitch. Hard hit, lofted in the air. Could be. No, it's the shortstop's going to be able to turn back, go get it. Haul it in, Harmony Stafford without number 3, but not before Central Alabama gets 2 more. It's 4-0 as we head to the 3rd inning. Central Alabama up. We'll be back after these messages. Above Huntsville very much at all, except the 65 going up. Welcome back to JockJive. Coming up this inning, number 7, Kaylee King, Emma Wilson, and Mallory Roth. Kaylee King, her first time up this inning. Caden Tarvin still in the circle. Wind up in the pitch, misses inside. It's going to be hit to the second baseman, Brooklyn Phillips. She's going to fire it over to Morgan Spear, and that's going to be the first out of the inning here in the top of the 3rd. And that's going to bring up Emma Wilson. Caden Tarvin, 27 appearances, 25 games started. She's 17-4 with 12 complete games. One of the 2 aces, got Hardy Irwin, who's had 30 starts, 29 games started, 17-8. So you got one of the 2 top pitchers here for CAC is 0-1 count to Wilson. That ball is going to be hit to second. Not handled, though. That's going to be an E4 on Phillips. She runs it out. Back to the pitcher. Lets her know, hey, we're going to be all right. My bad. Tarvin keeps on rolling. Mallory Roth coming to the plate. Roth, third baseman. Pop up to the third baseman. Cannon Wells underneath it, hauls it in and hands it back to the pitcher for out number 2. That's going to bring up Harmony Stafford, who grounded out to short her last time up. Fouls that one off. Wilson on first. Stafford digs in, down 4-0. They're looking to get something started here offensively. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be in the turf or a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. That's going to miss inside in the turf as well. Not far enough away from Wilson to try to take a chance on it, though. for the error by Wilson, we would have been 9 up, 9 down, perfect 3 innings. Swing and a miss. That being said, it's still a no-hitter for Tarvin. Say that early now. Can say that later if it continues on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stafford digs in. Tarvin digs in, gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch. Fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Stafford hitting .324 on the season, 14 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. Wind up in the pitch. Swung on and missed, but dropped. K. 1-3. We've completed the top of the 3rd inning. Score remains 4-0. Central Alabama will be back after these messages.
Caught one hiccup. He's done basketball forever. Play clock got down to about 2. And he's like, shot clock's at 2, 1. All right, so we'll do tomorrow 4.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd.
Championship and F starting at 12 Sunday. That good?
Sounds good to me. 4 and then 12 on Sunday.
So I need to tell Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sitting right now.
Brooklyn Cochran at the plate. Grounded out. Shortstop her last time out. 4-0 Central Alabama, bottom of the 3rd. Ball inside. 2-0 count. Got time called. Coach wants to say something here to the pitcher. She must be picking up. It's 2 pitches into the inning. So it's Brooklyn Cochran at the plate. She's hitting .391. 12 doubles, a triple, and a couple of home runs. A lot of big averages on this team for Central Alabama. Big hitting, puts a lot of offensive production. Under the leadership of Greg Shivers. So personal note, Shivers and I played baseball at the first Central Alabama baseball team back in 1991. Well, he played more than I did. That's going to be a strike call. That's why I'm better at observing the game and he's better at coaching them. 2-1 count. Misses low. Cochran 3-1. He's aged more than I have, though. Full count. Taking strike. Glad he's got the third base dugout today so he doesn't have to take that long walk all the way around to the next base. That's going to miss low for ball 4. So leadoff walk for Cochran. That's going to bring up Morgan Phillips. Grounded out to the pitcher her last time up. Phillips, .272 hitter. 5 doubles. First pitch ball. Call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shows bunt. Pulls back. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. It's like Cac's looking to try to maybe move the runners in the short game. And she's going to get that bunt down. Nice sacrifice by Phillips. Moves Cochran over to second. Be the first out of the inning. That'll bring Gracie Mills up. She singled her last time up and scored a run in the second inning. So Mills up. So Mills is up. She singled her last time up. Phillips, that was a nice sack to the catcher to get Brooklyn Cochran over. Cochran now on second base. 1-1 count with 1 out. 4-0 Central Alabama, the 1 seed. They've come out playing like it. It's a 7-inning game as long as you don't get down by 8. It's 2-1 count. A lot of time for Bishop to get back in this. That's going to miss high, 3-1. And Mills walks, 316 hitter. Number 9 batter to get back to the top. Mills with a single and now a walk. She stands on first base. Brooklyn Cochran, who got on a walk as well. On second base, Kinsley Higdon, who pops one into foul territory. Grounded out to second base, and a hard grounder to short, but it's able to beat out a potential double play. And she's looking to do something, do some damage here with 1 out and extend the lead. So we got 1-1 count. Brianna McCleary trying to make sure they don't extend the lead and give her offense a chance to get back in this. Wind up in the pitch. Misses low. Ball 2. 2-1 count. And popped up. Second baseman's going to get under it. Haul it in on the infield fly rule. Kaylee King does and gets it back to the pitcher. That'll be the second out of the inning. And McKinley Allen comes up. She singled and scored a run. Last time up, she takes first pitch strike. She's 1 for 2 today. She struck out her first time up, but had a big single and scored a run. So you got Morgan. Let's see, you got Brooklyn Cochran on second, Gracie Mills on first, and that pitch is going to miss outside. Tried to go fishing with that 0-1 count. McKinley not biting. Double-0 for Kelsey Dunn. I think it was one of the first players I remember ever wearing the 0-0 for Alabama years ago. Count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitcher for University of Alabama. Misses outside, 3-1. 3-1. Back up the middle. Could be a play at the plate. Shivers sending them. And she's going to be safe. It's going to be 5-0. Nice single by McKinley Allen. Cochran with 2 outs, running all the way, is able to score from second base. Gracie Mills holds up at second. Didn't read the throw through, but that's going to bring Morgan Brewer up. And the ground out, but not before Central Alabama is able to get another run. So that's 3 innings. They've got 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 here in the third. And after 3 complete, it's 5-0 Central Alabama.
I remember seeing a sign back in like 2015 or 16. There was A. Philip Busby that was running for council in Calera. Yeah, he was on the council for a long time. Oh, so it probably was.
Jessica Farr coming to the plate. Hit into her. She goes down, but she's back up. Jessica Farr struck out her first time up. Caden Tarvin remains in the game. For the 4th inning. 5-0 Central Alabama. The winner of this game will go to the championship game at noon on Sunday. The loser will play at 4 o'clock tomorrow. That's 4 o'clock tomorrow. Looking at the weather and scheduling and everything else, good thing about playing on these all-turf fields, if the good Lord will just not let it lightning for a little while, it doesn't take long for these fields to dry out, and then you're back in business. Which is a good reason why Alabaster is able to bring in some of the tournaments they do. This is a wonderful tournament. They'll have Division II this week, Division I next week. Count 1 and 2. With no outs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Makes it easier on the maintenance team. Hard hit to third. Wells over to first base. Spear records the out. That's going to be the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Cameron Lawson. Swing and a miss. Apologize for the guy who's keeping the score bug. He doesn't know what he's doing. That would be me. It's 5-0, 1 out in the top of the 4th. One and 1. Cameron Lawson. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lawson, 362 hitter here. And she's going to take her base The 0-2 hitting the pitch. Now, see, she's probably not happy about being hit, but unlike the last hit by pitch, it was an 0-2 count. She's just going to get on any way that she can. Lawson with a 407 on-base percentage, and that's going to increase with that hit by pitch. And for the second inning in a row, Bishop in business, hard hit ball to second base, unable to get to it. She's able to beat it out at first. There's now a play at third. Gets a little bit away from Wells, but not enough for any of the other runners to advance. So Lawson was able to advance to third. She's running on the hit. Weaver with a single is on first. And Bishop with an opportunity to try to score here as Weaver gets the first hit of the game for Bishop. Sometimes that's all it takes is that one hit to kind of break through. We'll see what happens here. So that's Lawson on third, Weaver on first. 1-0 count. Misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. So 2-0 count. 1 out. Brooke Tillman at the plate. She's going to miss there for 3-0. So Caden Tarvin rocking along. Hits a batter on an 0-2 count with 1 out. Next batter gets a hit, and now she finds herself 3-0 and grooves one down the middle for the strike calls. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball hit up the middle. Second base is going to try to handle it, but she's not able to. It's going to be a base hit for Tillman and an RBI as Cameron Lawson scores. Now it's 5-1. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Not sure if Phillips should have gone in for the backhand and just gotten to the base. Not a lot of speed coming from first base, but she tried to get all the way in front of it. A deep ball in the gap, though. Enough that I'd give her a hit, but I could see either way. So that's going to bring up Tatera Dukes. Misses low. So we got runners on first and second. 5-1 game now. 1 out. The runner does come in for Weaver. And that's going to miss not outside, but way outside. That would have hit the Durham Bull. 2-0 count. Runner on second and third. Wind up in the pitch. Ground to first. And it's going to be called foul. She did everything that she could do to keep the ball in fair territory. But when it's on the other side of the chalk, it's on the other side of the chalk. She kept her body over there. She bent her arm, did a little bit of gymnastics over there, but not enough mental gymnastics for the umpire to miss it. 2-1. Pop foul, 2-2. Give Spear credit for knowing the assignment, though. 5-1. Runners on second and third. Wind up in the pitch. Hard hit down the third base line. Cannon Wells not able to get it. Allen not able to get it. She's going to round second, and Dukes with a 2-run double. We go into this inning with Central Alabama in complete control. Tarvin looks like she's ready to finish the inning, hits a batter, gives up a single, then another single, and then a double. And now we're looking at a 5-3 game for Bishop as Kaylee King comes to the plate with 1 out. Greg Shivers has had enough. He's coming out of the dugout, and he's going to have a quick word with the pitching staff. We'll take a little quick 30-second break. All right, 5-3. Shivers is done. Runners on second and third. Kaylee King at the plate. Tarvin knows the assignment. She's getting her signal, and Greg Shivers has called timeout now to go and talk to the coach. And this is going to be the second visit, and he's taking his pitcher out. So I believe that last visit was to get maybe his pitcher, it looks like, number 12? Number 32, Hardy Irwin, the other ace from Chelsea. And she's going to get her warm-up pitches now as Shivers uses his first visit, I think, to buy her a little bit of time. And now she'll get her pitches. We'll take a quick another 1-minute break, and then we'll be back and reset the action for you. All right, we're ready to get back in business now. That's Hardy Irwin in the circle. First pitch misses, ball 1. To Kaylee King, grounded out to the second baseman her last time up. Dukes is on second base. The score is 5-3. And that's going to be a called strike. 1-1, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. There's a beauty to the game, baseball and softball, and that is knowing that CAC was in absolute full control 4 batters ago. And now it's 5-3. Ball is shortstop. Mills fires it to Spear. Dukes takes off and gets to third base. The throw to Cannon Wells is not in time. So she'll move a runner the hard way. CAC will get to the 2 outs. And the Wildcats bring up Emma Wilson, who reached on an error from the second baseman her last time up. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. 5-3. Wind up in the pitch. Grounded out to second again, or grounded to second. She fires it over to first, and Phillips the Spear is going to record the third out of the inning, and Central Alabama is out of the inning, but not before Bishop is able to plate 3 and cut the lead to 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. No, yeah. Roth.
I had Roth as a K.
No, I got Roth as a pop up to third, and then Stafford. Mallory Roth. Or what side am I on? Cannon Wells to the plate. Bottom of the fourth, she takes the inside pitch. Her last time up. Singled. RBI. 2 RBIs. Count goes 2-0. She takes that pitch across the strike. 2-1 count. Wells' father played at Central Alabama. So 3-1, and she walks. Jared Wells, heck of a player, passed away of cancer several years ago. She wears the same number. She walks. Brings up Morgan Spear. Misses 0-1 or 1-0. Timeout. Catcher Brooke Tillman. Let's have a little conference with Brianna McCleary. She's going to push it until the umpire comes out. And she's heading back. One 0 count to Spear. Cannon Wells on first. He fouled into the backstop. We're going to have another timeout by the first baseman. And the umpire's like, hey, that's enough. 2 pitches and 2 conferences with the pitcher. Let's play ball. 1-1 count. Misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Morgan Spear. She's walked twice today already. And that's going to be high in the air to the center fielder, Jessica Farr. And she's going to haul it in for out number 1. That'll bring Grayson Tucker. She doubled her first time up. She's 1 for 2 on the day. And that's going to come across the corner for a strike. And McCleary gets it across for strike 2. 0-2 count, 1 out. Cack scored in every inning. It's going to be a swing and a miss, and that's going to be a strikeout for McCleary in out number 2. Scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Brooklyn Cochran comes to the plate. She grounded out short. She walked. She scored a run. It's going to miss outside. One-zero count. Big momentum boost right here for Bishop. If they could get out of this inning without allowing a run. After scoring 3 last inning, they've gone through one of Central Alabama's aces and gotten a couple of hits off the other. The momentum has definitely shifted. That's going to miss outside for ball 3, so it's 3-0 count. Cochran with Morgan Phillips on deck. And that's going to be a cost right across the middle. 3-1 count. And that's going to be popped up. Second baseman calls it and hauls it in. That's Kaylee King. Brings it in. And that's 4 complete. Central Alabama hanging on with a 5-3 lead. Bishop's going to come up in the top of the 5th to see what they can do here on JockJive. Welcome back. Top of the 5th. Mallory Roth at the plate. Takes first pitch, strike from Hardy Irwin. Pitch misses inside. Count goes to 1-1. High hit ball. Somebody let me know how it goes. Crowd kind of makes it sound like that's going to be an out. Recorded by McKinley Allen. And one of the beautiful things about the shade structures is as it gets warmer in these summer months, they're wonderful. But the downside of it from this point of view is, although I'm in the air conditioning and not complaining, it makes it tough to see that ball as that pitch misses high for ball one. So Roth with the first out. That brings up Harmony Stafford. Takes first pitch ball. Strokes one down the line. Foul. She grounded out short. Struck out. Then thrown out at first on a K1-3. And then this Jessica Farr on deck. That one was headed to the bull, but the catcher really wanted it. 2-1 count. Wind up in the pitch. In the air, high to the shortstop. Gracie Mills. She gets under it, hauls it in. For the second out of the inning, and Jessica Farr comes to the plate with 2 outs. Hard hit, but foul. Farr struck out, grounded out to second. It's going to miss outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the air, but foul as Wells goes all the way to the wall. For a .306 hitter, 5 doubles, 4 triples, and a couple of 3 home runs. 1-2 pitch. Lifted into the air, but not very deep as the third baseman, Cannon Wells, hauls it in. 4 out, number 3. So we've completed 4 1/2. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Cack up 5-3.
You know where that is?
I seen it come in. I do know it's
5-3. Bottom of the 5th. First pitch outside to Morgan Phillips. It's Morgan Phillips, Gracie Mills, Kinsley Higdon due up for Cack. She didn't mean to do that. Went right back to the pitcher, and that's going to be out number 1. It's Phillips. Now 0 for 3 on the day. Her second ground out to the pitcher. She was more or less just trying to get outside of an inside pitch, and her bat stayed out there enough to get it to the pitcher, and that's going to bring up Gracie Mills. Mills with a single, and that's going to be another single for the slapper in the 9-hole. She's 2 for 2 and walked also. She's on base 3 times, doing her job to get it back to the top of the lineup in Kinsley Higdon. Higdon 0 for 3 today, looking to try to get something going. The offense has kind of gone stagnant a little bit here after a pretty hot start. Bishop settled down. Brianna McCleary's come in. Kind of put a lid on the offense. Trying to open it back up. 1-0 count, misses high. That's going to be 2-0 to Higdon. Higdon 314 average, but a 437 on base percentage, which is what you want out of your leadoff. That's going to miss low and away. Push count 3-0. Higdon with 25 walks on the season. And that's going to be walk number 26. And that's going to bring up McKinley Allen. Allen with a couple of singles, run scored. It's 5-3, 1 out. Runners on first and second. And she takes first pitch, strike. That's going to be fouled out of play. 0-2 to Allen. Runners on first and second. Gracie Mills on second. Higdon on first. And Allen with an 0-2 count with 1 out. She takes that one outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one inside to go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So she's worked the count and gotten back in good position. Two count. Hit hard. That's going to be in the gap, and that is going to be run down by the center fielder, Jessica Farr. Nice play by Farr to run that down. Long way to go. Ball stayed up just a little bit too long. And that's going to be an out. Nobody advances on Farr's nice play as she runs it down. That's going to bring up Morgan Brewer. Brewer hitting .429, swings and fouls that one off. Two outs. .562 on base percentage. Morgan Brewer. She takes that inside. Oh, she takes a hit at bat. And that's going to be the second time she's been hit. Now that I'm looking at her numbers, I understand why she was upset with that 3-ball plunk last time up. And then she's been hit on the inside pitch here. That's going to bring Cannon Wells up. She's 2 for 2. And that's going to be a hard hit ball. They're going to send the runner, and she's going to be safe. Cannon Wells with another single and 2 RBIs. Well, it's her 4 RBIs. She scored 1 herself, and that pushes the lead to 7-3. She goes to 3 for 3 on the day. And another big 2-out hit for Central Alabama, and that widens the lead back, and they finally are back on the board after going blank in the 4th inning. Brings up Morgan Spear. Spear, 331 hitter, but 431 on base percentage. That's going to come across for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners will be moving on contact. That's going to be lifted in the air. Farr is going to get under it, and she's going to record the 3rd out of the inning. Not before Central Alabama scores 2 more. Moves the score to 7-3 as we head to the 6th inning here on JockJive. Welcome back. Top of the 6th. Cameron Lawson at the plate. 2-0 count. Lawson got hit by pitch. That's going to be a base hit for a single. Got a hit by pitch to get everything started last inning. She gets a single this time. She scored the first of the 3 runs. It was Kaylee Weaver who got the first single of the game for Bishop, and she comes back to the plate here. Down 7-3. Looking to try to find lightning in a bottle one more time. Swings and misses.
We're about to get the hot food out of here. Take it to the shop. Then I'm with you. Alright. So once this is all over, I'll get all take all the cold stuff to the shop. And you just drain. I'll go ahead and drain the water out of the bottle.
0-2 count. Misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, two. Fouled off. Weaver hangs in. fighting for life up there on that bat. Reaches out and keeps that one going. And she gets that one into fair play. A swinging bunt is going to move her over. That's not going to count as a sack, but, man, it should. Just in front of the plate, the catcher, Kinley Higdon, was able to grab it and throw it to Spear before Weaver was able to get down there, but not before Cameron Lawson moved to second base. And that's going to bring up Brooke Tillman. Tillman also singled back in that 3-run fourth inning. She takes pitch ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. 7-3 lead, CAC here in the top of the 6th. That's going to be lifted in the air into center field. Center fielder has to go a little bit further than they might have thought. Morgan Brewer hauls it in, though, gets it onto the infield, and that's going to be 2 outs here with a runner on second base. And bring up Tatira Dukes, who had a big double, cleared the bases. She gets a hard hit ball at center field. And is they going to rule that a catch? No. We do not have a call, so we don't have a catch. And Greg Shivers is – oh, and they do call the out. They do call the out. I don't know where the out call came from. But it is going to be an out. Nice play by Morgan Brewer. And that'll be out number 3 and end the run there for Bishop. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th, CAC 7, Bishop 3. Cack tries to sack that one over. Morgan Phillips not far enough out in front of the plate. So we got Hutchinson on second, Cochran on first, Morgan Phillips with an 0-1 count. She tries to sack there and doesn't, not successful either. She's 0-2 now. Phillips from Jackson's Gap, Alabama. Just before you get to Alex City there on their main campus at Central Alabama. 1-2. It's going to be strike three. She catches the outside corner for a strikeout looking, and that'll be her first strikeout of the game. Gracie Phillips comes to the plate. She's 2 for 2 with a walk. Runners on first and second. Let's see what Gracie Mills is able to do as she's had the hot bat here today. Slapper. 1-0 count. Wind up in the pitch from Paris. Taken for a strike. 1-1 for the lefty. Mills trying to get it back to the top again for Higdon. And she gets the bunt down. And a successful sack does her job. Moves Tucker to third, Cochran to second. Puts runners in scoring position for the leadoff, Kinsley Higdon. 0 for 3 with a walk, scored a run, and takes the first pitch for ball one. Higdon, 314 hitter. We talked about this last time on base percentage, 437. The base to get to. It's open on first. Cack trying to extend their lead. Bishop trying to just hold it close enough. They have a shot here in the top of the seventh. Wind up in the pitch. Hit hard back to the pitcher. She's able to glove it, but not able to get the runner in time, and a runner scores. That's Hutchinson, who came in to run, scores. Cochran moves to third, and Higdon with a single. The hard hit comebacker to the pitcher that she's not able to handle. And that's going to bring up McKinley Allen, who's 2 for 4 today with a couple of singles and a run scored. Extends the lead 8-3. Central Alabama scored in every inning but the fourth. She takes strike one there. It's a little bit of advice from Morgan Brewer. Brewer, not a bad one to get advice from. She takes that pitch high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Allen. Central Alabama's done a good job getting runners on, but getting those runners on with 1 and 2 outs and getting big timely hits to advance them in. Once again, another run scored with 2 outs. The majority of their runs have come with 2 outs. Bishop just unable to close the hitters down for Cack. Wildcats will need a hit here, though. Need to get it as close as possible. And really don't want to get it out of hand with 5. A 3-run homer right here would end it. Wind up in the pitch. There's going to be a called strike 3 as she paints the outside corner again for a second strikeout of the inning. Looking, we're going to go to the top of the 7th. Score 8-3. Central Alabama. The Wildcats coming to try to get at least 5 to keep it going, 6 to take the lead when we come back from here on JockJive. Welcome back. Top of the 7th. Central Alabama 8, Bishop 3. Hardy Irwin in the circle. Kaylee King coming to the plate. Just a reminder, the loser of this game will play at 4 o'clock tomorrow. That's a hard hit ball to the wall and an actual bounce over. Haven't seen that in a long time.
Yep.
Ground rule double for Kaylee King to lead off. Again, the loser will play at 4 tomorrow. The winner advances to the championship game at 12 o'clock on Sunday. And we'll need to be beat twice. And then we'll reset this whole thing and be back here next week for the Division I conference tournament. Featuring Wallace State, Southern Union, Sneed, Shelton, a couple others. But the focus here is outside call strike to go 0-2 on Emma Wilson. She's 0 for 2. She reached on an error, grounded out to second. She's hit it to second base both times. King on second base. That's going to be hit to second base for the 3rd time, and this time she's going to be out for out number 1 in the inning. Kaylee King advances. Mallory Roth comes to the plate. She's 0 for 2. Harmony Stafford, the leadoff on deck. Got 11 for 12. High foul ball. And that's Charlie Vincent coming to the plate.
He must have gone down. He's head up in a turkey sandwich over there.
Count 1 ball, 1 strike. It's been a high fly to the right fielder. King's going to try to score, and she will. Runs the score to 8-4, but not before the second out is recorded. And that'll bring up Harmony Stafford. It's 0 for 3 today. Ground to third. Cannon Wells pulls it in, fires it over to first, and that's going to be a wrap here in Alabaster in the winner's bracket game. Central Alabama final score, Central Alabama 8, Bishop 4. So we'll see Bishop at 4 o'clock tomorrow. And the winner, Central Alabama, will move to the winner's bracket championship game. They'll have to be beat twice on Sunday. So congratulations to Central Alabama and good luck to Bishop. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back here live tomorrow on JockJive. I'm Craig Howard. We're signing out here from Alabaster.